Welcome to Yana's Kitchen from Hell. And as I'm going to be talking to you, I'm going to be preparing a dish for you that I learned how to make in Greece. It's from a little beach town called Menidi, Greece. It's from a little taverna. It's one of my favorite dishes. It's called shrimp Saganaki. I'm going to be cooking it over here for you. While I'm going to be talking to you, I'm going to be preparing it right now. I'm going to chop up some onions and some peppers. The dish includes onions, peppers, a marinara sauce, and shrimp. And I'm going to serve it over rice. As I'm talking to you, I have some already prepared here. One time I was in Greece. Now, when I go to Greece in the summertime, I spent all my money while I'm there partying for a couple of months. And in Greece, the bars change venue during the course of the year. In the wintertime, they're in the center of Athens. In the summertime, they're along the beach part of Athens, the beach suburb of Athens called Glyfada. And the airport's down there too. And for some reason, when you fly out of Greece, you fly out like 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. And the bars pretty much closed up late there. And what I do is I go down and I party at the bar. A little butter and olive oil. The best olives come from Greece anyways. Is I go and I leave my stuff at the airport and I go party and hang out at the bars and get a ride from a friend. And this one year, my friend decided to leave, but I met this Swedish girl at the bar who was dating a Greek guy who was going to come over later. And my friend decided to leave, but the Swedish girl was like, "Oh, stay, my boyfriend's coming. We'll go get some more beers and we'll go get something to eat and then we'll take you to the airport." So we go do that, drink beer, go get something to eat. We get in the car, I'm in the back seat, and these two crazy drunk, like young Norwegian guys come up in the car. And I guess they'd met the Swedish girl at the bar she worked at, and we're like talking to her and the boyfriend in the front, and all of a sudden this Norwegian guy pulls out this like wad of money, and he's like trying to hand it to this guy in the front seat, and he's like, the guy's like, "Dude, I don't want your money, dude, I don't want your money." And I'm like, "Dude, take the money, take the money." And the Norwegian guy's like, "This is nothing, I got like this many of this at home. I don't, this is nothing to me." And I'm like, "Dude, take the money." And he's like, "I'm not taking your money." And I reached my head, I was like, "Hey, if he doesn't want the money, I could seriously use it." And the Norwegian guy looks at me, he's like, "You want the money?" I'm like, "Yeah, I want the money, I can totally use it. I mean, I wouldn't just want to just take it, I need it." And the guy's like, "Here, you can have it. Take it." And they start walking away, and the guy in the front seat's like, "Dude, give them back their money." And I'm like, "Dude, he's obviously some rich, spoiled brat. He doesn't need the money. He's got like this many of it at home." And the guy's like, "Okay, but you have to split it with us 3 ways." And I'm like, of course, I didn't think about it at that time, but even if I had, I would have done it anyways. I should have like taken my own cab to the airport now. And so I was like, all right, let me count it. And I'm going to do a Greek translation of money here. But I counted it. I was like, "Oh my God." And he's like, "What is it?" I was like, "I counted 45. He's like, 45,000? And I'm like, now to understand, 3,000 drachmas makes $10. And I'm like, "No, I counted 5,000 drachma bills," which basically translates to $1,000 or so. This young Norwegian guy on vacation handed me $1,000 for absolutely no reason and walked away. I mean, I know some people, shit happens to me that doesn't happen to everybody else, but they almost don't believe you. But I'm like, whatever. I did some of every top get you fucked up shot you've ever done. Jägermeister, Black Sambuca, White Sambuca, Rumpelmints, just some of everything. Needless to say, I don't remember leaving the bar. And I honestly, I don't remember like the last part of the night. I woke up in the morning on the porch. I thought it was my friend's porch. I woke up on the porch of an antique store. And I'm like, "Wait a minute, this isn't Cricket's house." I look around at the antique store and I get up, I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm not wearing any pants." So Cricket's house turns out was like 2 houses over. And so I proceed to walk down this main street, like run down the street, no pants on. Get there, she's awake, she's like, "What the hell happened?" I was like, "Dude, I don't know." And I had this scuff mark on my face. She's got a scuff mark on her knee. And she's like, I was like, "Where are my pants?" She's like, "I have no idea. You took them off at my sister's house when I introduced you to her." I was like, "Oh, I met your sister? Oh, fuck, I'm so sorry." She's like, "You took off your pants there, and we put it back on you. But then we were like leaving to go back to the 2 blocks to my house, and you fell again and you drug me down. That's why I had the scuff on my knee." and that's why you have stuff on your face. And a little garlic, a little salt, a little pepper. Okay, so I put on some of her shorts, and I decided to go back to her sister's house, which is 2 blocks over, to see if maybe she knew where my pants were. Now I've been awake for about 5 minutes now. I run over to her house, her sister's house, and as I'm running, I look over, and in this like field, there are my boots. So I put on my boots, and I continue running down, and I'm just so drunk that morning that's how drunk I should have been the night before. That's how drunk if that explains how drunk I was that night. As I'm at her house, like 5 minutes later, and I'm talking, my old roommate from like 3 years ago had called Cricket, and was like, is Yana in town? Because I'm freaking out. I didn't even know she was in town, and the police called me. They're looking for her, they have her pants. And I'm like, oh my God. So she calls me, so I run back down the street. Now I've been awake for a total of 10 minutes now at this point in time. Several people had called Cricket, and was like, dude, I heard that there's like a warrant out for Yana's arrest. And I'm like, what did I do? What did I do? I have no idea. And I get back to the house. I call the police officers. They weren't there. I'm adding the strip now, which I've already cleaned and deveined, by the way. And, oh, my pan's a little small. Sorry. My kitchen's a little ghetto since I'm in the process of fixing stuff. So I might drop a shrimp or two, but I apologize. It's because of the fact the pan's a little small. But my dog's the best vacuum cleaner in the whole wide world, by the way. So the police show up. I'm inside. We're still talking about the night before, and the police show up, and they're knocking at the door. I'm like, who is it? And they're like, police. And I'm like, are you here to arrest me or give me back my pants? And they're like, both. I'm like, all right. They go out there and they're like, ma'am, do you know why you took off your pants? And I'm like, too many shots? And they're like, what happened to your face? So I'm like, my friend's standing in the doorway. I'm like, she kicked me. And so I was like, where did you find my pants? And they were like, there goes another shrimp. They're like, we found it outside this antique store. Not the one I fell asleep at, by the way. Which I had no idea which one was at. It turns out that the screen was like broken from at that store. And they were like, do you know anything about that? And I'm like, no, I have no idea. I was like, but if I'm in trouble for that, if I did it, I'd be more than happy to pay for it. And they were like, well, no, if you don't remember anything about it, you don't remember anything about it. I mean, you don't know anything about it. So anyways, they gave me back my pants, took my license and my license plate number, and left. So yeah, no warrant for my arrest. I hadn't officially done anything wrong. But 3 years later, there was another shrimp. A friend of mine had won a bottle of Jägermeister at the bar. So me and 2 or 3 other people drank a whole bottle of Jägermeister in 1 hour. I don't know if you've ever done that before, but it's a hard task to do. I don't remember actually getting home. I remember somebody drove me home because I don't like to drink and drive. Apparently I drunk texted the guy I was pissed off at. But the best thing about drunk texting other than drunk dialing is the next day you can see what you said. So you know exactly what you have to apologize for. I'm going to add the shrimp, the onions, and the peppers, by the way, into my marinara mix. See my ghetto spatula? Lovely, lovely. And I'm going to mix this all up with my ghetto iron spoon scoop. And I'm going to add a little oregano. Fresh from the mountains of Greece. I picked it myself. Hand-picked. I've already added a little salt and pepper to keep a little flavor in it. Saute a little feta for a couple seconds. Because, you know, you can't have a Greek dish without feta. And, maybe that size enough. Let me add a little bit more. I'm going to plate up a dish right quick for you so you can see what it looks like. Let me get my ghetto ice scoop. Little rice pilaf prepared with a little butter and olive oil. A little salt and pepper. I know Greek people like to have their rice a little not sticky like Americans do. So that's what I like to do myself. Get the little feta in there working. Alright. A little beautiful oregano from the mountains of Greece on top. Off the stove. Shrimp Saganaki from Minidi in Greece. Thank you again for the opportunity.